What's going on, everyone? My name is Anthony with evolutiontraders.com. What we are going to look at is Nvidia. Now, for all of those people out there on Twitter and social media calling for everything to go to zero, you guys can all go pound salt, right? So, take a look at Nvidia's chart, and I want anyone right now to please tell me, besides what you think should happen, looks bearish about this chart. I see so many people on Twitter saying that, it's time to start shorting, or we're going to go to zero, or the selling is not over. Maybe it is and maybe it's not. But if you essentially look at the 1 week time frame chart, and we go all the way back to the beginning of the year here, right here in January, the first week of January, Nvidia is on technically a 3 going on 4 month absolute bull run from a price point of 150 all the way up to $300. Guys, it's up 150 points. If you knew anything about technical analysis at all, you would have been trading this in and out and in and out and in and out on a weekly basis. For myself, I trade a handful of stocks and options, and predominantly the same names each and every single day and each and every single week. Some of those names that I like to trade is going to be Tesla, number 1, Nvidia tied in close second for number 1B. I also trade Microsoft, Amazon, Apple, AMD. Those are my go-to. And then I trade futures. I trade the Nasdaq, which is /NQ. That's what I like to trade. That's my bread and butter. Why? Because those stocks have the biggest ranges. Those stocks are going to move. I'm not going to sit around and play some small cap stock and sit in it for a week, for 50, 60 cents, when I can play something on an intraday time frame and make $2, $3, right? It just doesn't really make sense. I know that they're a little bit more pricey, but if you guys can't really afford to trade these stocks, there are tools that you guys can use to be able to leverage assets, so you guys can manage enough assets to be able to trade these. I work with a great prop firm. It's down below in the description if you would like to trade stocks. Now, I know a lot of prop firms, you can only trade futures or commodities or forex or crypto. I work with one that allows you to trade stocks. So if you want that information, it's down below. But if we kind of look at what's going on with Nvidia here, trading at 274.27, we're up about a 1.5%. This is the weekly time frame here. We're looking to kind of stretch this out here. We're looking to kind of make money going into the summer here. What I'm looking at on Nvidia is if we can start to take out last week's highs and get above this Bollinger Band, I'm looking at a price over 275.70, 276. That's going to have room to stretch into 300. I don't think that Nvidia pauses, right? It has a significant pause where we actually pull back 20, 30, 40 points until we test 300. And once we test 300, I think then maybe we pull back into the 250s and then kind of trade in that 50-point range. Again, you may be thinking, 50 points is kind of a lot. Yeah, well, a stock like Nvidia moves 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 points in a day. So it's really not that much. Nvidia can fluctuate. If we kind of look at where Nvidia started this week, right, or where we came down to, Nvidia at one point this week was down at 258, 260. We're currently trading at 274. Today is Thursday. That's a 15-point move. So, if a stock like Nvidia wants to pull back in 20, 30, 40 points, essentially that can be 1, 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of kind of back test and kind of, consolidation, right? So what I think, because there's a lot of people on Twitter, is Nvidia going to 300 or is it going to 230? And so many people are saying we're coming down to 230. What about this chart looks like we're going to 230? If you just look at this chart, and you take anyone who has, a first grade education, and you tell them, is this chart going to this line first or is it going to this line first? I believe 9 out of 10 people are going to say that we're going to test here. Now, again, I can be completely wrong. As a day trader, we are wrong, and we're wrong a lot, right? But we understand our risk. So if I was wrong on this particular play, I would have stop losses. Now, obviously, I'm not going to give it, 20 points worth of room to kind of stop against me. But if I pull up the daily time frame here, as long as we're kind of trending over this 5-day moving average at around 268, I'm going to be confident in holding this trade or playing it to the long side. Now, I will take a scalp to the downside if we lose 265. We've got some room down to around 252. This is when I want to start shorting, below 265. And I want to cover before 250. If we lose 250, I want to short into 243. And then once we, either bounce off 243 or lose 243, will determine what I'm going to do next. But as long as we are riding this 5 and 10 day moving average here, I cannot look to short or call this the top on Nvidia. As of right now, look at Nvidia. We're going all the way back here to the 22nd of March and kind of testing these highs at around 276. So anything over 276, 277 is going to initially push up to around 280, 281. That's going to be my next price target on Nvidia. If you guys are looking to make some money, you want to get with the community, you want to learn my strategy and learn, you know, how I do things, and you want to trade with other people, make sure you guys join evolutiontraders.com. All of that information is down in the description box below. Keep your eyes on the video, guys. I don't want to see no one coming back here 1-2 months later saying you missed the wave when the video is trading at 300 or 320 or something, or it went to 300 and now it's back down at 250 and you're saying I told you, you know, I was right. I told you I was right. Guys, I'm gonna make money on this stock day in, day out. You know, I've got my levels for short if we, you know, to go short if we do, you know, do something a little squirmish in the markets. And then until we lose any of these supports, we're just gonna continue to look for those levels and play the bounce spots off the 1 hour time frame. In fact, I had one of the members in the Evolution Traders Discord community today bounce Nvidia for 2 points this morning. So if we look at Nvidia right off the open, this opening candle here pulled all the way back down into rising support. If you don't know what rising support is, you guys need to go through my course. But rising support essentially is this 1 hour simple moving average here, which is a 10 SMA. We pulled right into that. We tagged it. You set your bids there. Or, you know, you place your orders if you're going to buy some options, and then you bounce this. Where do you bounce this? The first area that you're going to look to bounce it is into supply, which would have been the 5-day moving average at around 272. So if we look at the 271 into the 272 and change, that's a dollar bounce, and then we proceeded to go up another dollar here to 273.18. This was a 1 hour $2 bounce on the stock. Even if you're only playing one lot size on Nvidia, you definitely would have made at least $200 on this play. And depending on how much you make on a day-to-day basis, $200 is, you know, like making minimum wage. So it's not a bad kind of gig to make 8 hours worth of minimum wage in just about an hour's time. So again, guys, Nvidia is pushing up here. Again, we're going to look for the 275 breakout, and then we do have the room to the 282. Looks fantastic for tomorrow into next week. Hope you guys join the Discord, and I'll see you guys on the inside.